What's in a wizard's backyard? I was asked to give a quick rundown and tour of all the herbs and vegetables and fruit I grow in the backyard, so that is what I'll do. This is a bush cherry. It's out of season, so there's no fruit on it at the moment. Also known as a lily pilly. It gets a bright pink fruit on it, and it's called a bush cherry because the center of it has a round seed resembling a cherry seed. It's an Australian native, quite a nice plant. The fruit tastes a bit like apple. Hidden underneath this bird netting is mandarins. It's under the bird netting because I've got a lot of birds and they get into the fruit. Around the base of it is strawberries, which are out of season at the moment. But I get a few strawberries off that. Yeah. But it's covered in fruit at the moment, and it's got quite nice sized fruit. These growing right through here are many potato plants. They give me I eat a lot of potatoes, so I grow a lot of potatoes. This is a feijoa tree. I think that's how it's pronounced. I've never heard the actual word pronounced, so I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced. And that's also known as a pygmy guava plant. It gets a green fruit with a white pulp on it, and it tastes like sherbet. It's really nice. And I got about 2 dozen fruit off it this year, but I've just finished the season of that now. This is a lot of my herbs and spices. This is bay leaves. These are basil, great for cooking. This is lettuce. This is thyme. More potatoes there. More potatoes here. I've got some that's guava, and that's passion fruit, which will go into the garden in the not too distant future. Behind that, I've got more thyme leaves. These are goji berries. They're still coming to size. Just behind that is what's known as a sweet appleberry. It's a native plant to Australia. It's got these little white fruit on it that you get in summer and late spring. You wait for them to go ripe and they fall off the tree. Kind of looks like maggots, but they taste delicious. Behind that as well, I have rocket, also known as what I call pepper lettuce. It tastes like lettuce that's been covered in pepper. It's really nice. And this here is a huge rosemary bush. I use that for a lot of cooking. And behind that growing up is a papaya plant that when it gets to size, it'll provide shade for this area in summer so it doesn't get burnt by the summer sun. This is a blueberry bush. It's actually got fruit on it at the moment, although it shouldn't have because it's going into winter here. I didn't expect it to fruit, but in summer, this is covered in fruit. I'll get a couple of 100 blueberries off it and it's really good. Oh, it's going to flower again. Okay, so this blueberry bush, it's got a whole heap of buds on there, so clearly it doesn't know what it's wanting to do. It should be dropping all its leaves now. This here is a finger lime, which is a native Australian plant. This is a green finger lime, but they come in green and purple. Why it's called a finger lime is the fruit is about as big as your little finger, and also known as lime caviar because it's got all these little circle nodules in it. In front of that is another cutting of a blueberry that I've got coming up. Hopefully they'll get to size and then I'll transplant it into a bigger pot. Underneath this here, bird netting again, is a passion fruit, a tropical passion fruit plant. I'll show you under that net shortly. And underneath rosemary, I've got a couple of big tubs that I've got strawberries in. And why I've got them in the tubs is because possums get to them otherwise. Just down there, I've got more pineapple that are in the ground as opposed to into pots. And I've got aloe vera as well. And aloe vera is really handy for multiple things, right from hair care through to sunburn treatment and just general moisturizer. Lifting the skirt on this a little bit, you can see all the different passion fruit. And this is what the passion fruit look like. They're a tropical passion fruit. I shouldn't be able to grow them around here, but the way I've got it on the edging of all my gardens, I've got thick shrubbery, so it gives it kind of like a micro ecosystem, a micro environment. Especially down that side, that's where the southerly comes from, so it blocks all the southerly wind, so it's a lot warmer in my backyard than most backyards. Underneath there, I'm not sure if you can see, that's where I'll have beans. And in winter, which I'm waiting to come up now, I'll have snow peas which climb up the fencing. In this paved area, I've deliberately left it so these are dandelions coming up, which are obviously edible. The fruit, the leaves, the whole lot. Very medicinal. They're really good to have. Most people see them as weeds and rip them out, but that's a very, very bad thing to do. These are actually really good to eat. This is on the other side of that centre garden, and this is that sweet appleberry. There's more lettuce growing in here, more potatoes, and in here there's pineapple plants, and in a pot just there's a mulberry bush, and this is mango. And you might be able to see it, but the papaya is coming up through there. Here's the aloe vera, and this is the pineapple that's in the ground, so that should get bigger than the pot pineapple. I like to hedge my bets, so that's why I've got it in the ground as well as in pots. And this is the rosemary bush. It's about 6 foot tall, about 6 foot wide. I eat a lot of rosemary, so I let it go a bit wild. Out the front of my house, without actually showing you so I don't dox myself, I've also got more of the bush cherries, also known as lily pillies. And I've also got midgie berries, and I've also got a date palm, which gives me heaps of dates throughout summer. Also tucked away underneath this netting, I've got another guava there. It'll grow way bigger than this pot. It's just there to grow. And under there, I've got another pot, which I've got beans growing in, purple beans. Anything colour you can eat purple is really good for your health, especially your heart. Yummy. And that concludes my really quick backyard tour with all my fruit and veg and herbs. I don't have a big backyard, so it's surprisingly what you can get from a really small space if you use the space wisely.